Good morning. This is Cindy, and welcome back to my channel. I have an interesting project I'm going to work on here today as I talk to you. I also have two major announcements that I am going to make in the course of this video, so I ask that you kind of bear with me. All right, to get started, one of the things that I did before I had my surgery was that I have these book pages and I set them aside to color with colored pencils. I had thought about doing this with watercolor pens and whatnot, and I ended up deciding that, it was just a whole lot easier overall to use colored pencils. So as I sit here and talk to you a little bit, I'm going to do another one while we're talking, because I'll bring you up to date. My knee is doing well. It is, actually, I'm going to take all of these out of the way and get that over there. It is healing nicely. I didn't have staples this time, which was wonderful. They did packing tape. It's not really packing tape. It's medical tape. It has all sorts of names and whatnot. I don't know what they are. I just know that it was a whole lot easier to move with it on. And once it came off, which was a little bit less than a week ago at the time of this filming, it was amazing. First of all, it stung a little bit, I'll be honest. It was not entirely painless, but it was so much easier than getting staples out. Oh my glory. It was so much easier, and I liked it. These pages, by the way, stop it. These pages come from an old copy of Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret by Judy Blume. And it was a copy that was a friend of mine had in her classroom, and it was so well worn, so well read, that it was just falling apart. And so she had put it into her closet because, throwing away books is hard. And she said, I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with it, but there's pages missing. I probably should just throw it in the recycling. I said, please don't give it to me. So I got it. And now I have it to take apart. I threw away I will admit, I did recycle the covers because the front and the back were just a mess. There was no hope of saving those. It's pretty light. Let me come a little darker on that. So that's where these pages came from. And before I went into my surgery, I'm using all light blues on this one. Before I went into my surgery, I took it apart, made this entire pile of pages, and there's a couple of other books mixed in there as well. And then when I had, after, the recovery from my surgery, or the convalescence, I spent a great deal of time just coloring pages, doing exactly what I'm doing right now. It did not require a lot of thought, which was a good thing. I tend to keep my pencils, that just as a tip for you guys, I keep my pencils in a mug. These are all my blues and greens. This mug my mom got, I think she sent away box tops or some such. She got one for me and one for my brother. It's very old, probably close to 50 years old, more than that, probably 55. I've had this for a very long time, and it works beautifully for this. And my husband and I, when we go on vacation, we always collect a mug. This is from the World of Color, Disney's California Adventure. We got to go there back in 2013 in December, and that's a whole different story. But there's my mug of reds and oranges and yellows. So, okay, so now I have all these pages. What the heck are you going to do with them? I am going to stamp them. I heard this tip, by the way. This is the Craft Smart dye ink pad. This is not water soluble, or this is water soluble. I've tried this on a different project that I was using watercolor pens with, or pencils with, and oh, the ink smeared everywhere. But I'm not going to be doing that this time. I also learned that maybe if you take your stamps or stamp pads and you leave them upside down, that you can in fact get longer life out of them, because gravity is your friend in that case. All right, so what I'm doing is I'm just pulling out some stamps. This is a new set of stamps I actually got. They were on sale somewhere. I don't remember where. It's Park Lane, so that's probably Joann's. And it's a little small. Let me grab this one. And so what we're going to do now is just go ahead and stamp on here. And I'll just do one to show you, and then we'll kind of go from there. I'm going to come up here to the top, and let's go this way. And I've got a bunch of different kinds of stamps here. We'll play around, see what we can come up with. Now see there, doesn't that look nice? Let me put another stamp on. Let's go ahead and we'll do this entire page with this one stamp. It'll save some time, switching back and forth between stamps. So let's do another one here. And then one more. This will get the number in it, but I think that's okay. Maybe I'll do it next to the number. If I do it next to the number, I can probably get a fourth one in. Okay, cover that up, flip it upside down, because that one is starting to run out of ink. I do have another one that is color fast. It won't do its thing. It won't make a mess. All right, I'm going to set these aside for a minute, and I'm just going to work on this one for a second. I'm going to get my black pen, and this is just a ballpoint pen, although you could easily use, this is a Pitt Artist pen. Maybe we'll try that one instead, just to see how it goes, because I haven't used this one much yet. And we're going to do I want to do that first, or do I want to do that second? Let's try this first. I'm going to take this and rip it. And I'm giving it a bit of a margin around the outside. On purpose. And then I'm going to come along with my pen and just draw a border. And I'm not too worried if it is exact. I'm not worried about too much there. And now, look at that. I have a nice piece that will go, it can go onto a journal card. Let me grab a journal card that is unfinished. I have a bunch of them. And do you think I'm going to be able to find one right now? Of course not. Here. Oh. So now I can put that journal card on there as a nice little background, or I could use it as a focal point. Now, before I do the rest of them, I'm going to actually pick another page. And this time, and of course you save these. You never get rid of those, because you're going to save those. You're going to use them for something else. Who knows what, but you'll find something else to use them for. And this time I'm going to do a stamping. I've got Rusty Hinge, and I have what is this one? Rustic Wilderness. Let's try the Rustic Wilderness because it's green. And let's go with, I'm just looking through my pieces here, what I got out. There we go. Let's do a... By the way, I got this little doodad at the Dollar Tree for $1.25. So it's not very thick. I like the thickness of these better, but you know, it works. Okay, and I'm going to move this over a little bit and give myself a little more room. See how that comes out? And then you can put a sentiment in there, or I could stamp some small, oh, I know what I could stamp in there. Hang on, I'll do that in a minute. But I'm just going to go ahead and fill this page with these little stamps. So as for my announcements, the first announcement has to do with the videos themselves. I have been trying to do 3 videos a week since January, and most weeks I manage to make that happen. However, with my knee surgery, I have kind of fallen down on that. It's not happening quite as much. So I think I'm going to have to change I'm going to have to change my schedule. So I will be posting on Mondays. I'll do a Maker Mondays, and then I'll be posting again on Fridays, and it will be, I'm just calling it Fabulous Friday, and it could be anything. It could be making a new skill. It could be just crafting along with me. It could be just about, Fabulous Fridays will be whatever they happen to be. There will still be the occasional walkthrough Wednesday, but that's all Wednesdays will be. I'm going to save those for the occasional walkthrough. I do have a video that I will be making very shortly. I did complete a journal, so I will share that with you guys. But I'm discovering that at least while I'm in the recuperating stage from this knee, I do need to change up how many videos I make per week. Last week I didn't post any because what I have discovered, unfortunately, is that my brain power all seems to be in my knee. All the blood that would normally fuel my creativity and my energy and all of that seems to be centered now totally in my knee and getting it repaired and making it, grabbing a stamp here, making it feel better, which, you know, is taking time. It's just taking time. I have this little tiny butterfly stamp. I just picked this up at a thrift store, and I'm going to put my little butterfly right in the middle. Okay, I don't think the rustic works very well. This is the rustic rouleaus. So I'm going to stamp that off for a moment. Let me just, it's a very pretty color. I just don't like it on the screen. So let's try, this is Vintage Photo. It's a little bit different, a little bit darker color. We'll put Vintage Photo in there. Well, it's still a little bit dim. That's all right. But that's what you do. You play around, don't you? Okay, let me stamp that off. Okay, and in fact, let me stamp these off quick. This is just an old piece of cardstock that was actually from a Christmas card that somebody had made for me, and I ended up using it as a, and so it'll end up becoming a journal card at some point. Okay, so let's go ahead and take these down. A little bit. And we'll add our lines in. Again, I'm not worried if they're not perfect because they're not meant to be perfect. I suppose for those of you who sew, this would be a good place for you to sew it around there. As a book page, this is a little bit fragile, so I don't know that it would go well through the sewing machine, but it certainly would work well. Get up here in the frame. Sorry, I keep coming down too low. Okay. All right, so that was one announcement, that I am going to go down in my number of videos per week. There will only be 2 videos per week for at least a little while, till my knee heals. I need that to get better. I just need to be able to, and I'll work on those later and make more things in a bit. All right, so what have I got here? This one I really kind of played around with. Let's see if I can get anything out of that one. I think that one, my day was being just a little bit wonky. Sorry, loud noise. Opening up I've got these envelopes for my taller ones, and I really like them, but they have a Velcro piece. The other envelopes I got for the smaller ones don't really close. So, you know, it's 6 of one, half dozen of the other. So this is a larger one. Let me grab my bigger piece, and we'll do a large clock, because I do want to make another time journal. Now, the problem with this one is I always have to find the 12. Okay, there. Nope, there's, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There we go. There's my 12. I want my 12 up at the top so that when I do this, it's up at the top. Okay, so we're going to have girls in Playboy, apparently. I see on my text. I'm afraid this particular pad is just about done. We'll see what we get out of it. And because it's so large, I'm going to go ahead right in the middle. So, okay, so that was one announcement. Let me get to the other announcement. The other announcement is that I have, at the moment, I have been kind of varying in the number of, oh, that looks nice, in the number of subscribers that I have to my channel. And I have gotten very close to 100, and then it drops down, and then it goes up, and then it goes down, and, you know, and that's just the way Facebook is, or YouTube is. But I would like to put this out there, that when I reach 100 subscribers, I am going to have a giveaway. Anyone who has subscribed when I reach 100 subscribers will be entered into a drawing, and I'm giving away a journal, a single signature journal. I have actually several that the winner might be able to choose from, and I would be happy to give away a journal to one of my subscribers. And I think that'll be a lot of fun. I'm really kind of looking forward to it. So make sure, if you have friends that are interested in junk journaling or in learning new skills, please make sure you tell them to take a look, see what they can find, and go ahead and join my channel, subscribe. And like I said, when I get to 100, I'm going to leave that 71 on there because I like it on the page. So we'll put these aside for other use. And I will do my little framing here. We'll keep the 71 out of the frame. Why? I don't know, just because that's the way I did it. I do like this pen. I wasn't sure if I was going to, but I do like it. It works well. It's a nice thin line. And of course, if you use a different pen, you can have a thicker line. Now, these would work really well as, I lost my page that I was showing that off on. Oh, I like that one a lot. That would make a nice little piece down at the bottom on even on this. This is just some scraps that I had glued together and figured I'd use it as a base at some point. I think I just found its base. I think that looks really nice. So this is just a little bit of me playing around with some of those pages that I colored when I was in my recovery. I am still in recovery. I will be for a while. I do not have full bend of my knee yet, although I'm very close to 0 on straightening it out. I think I'm at 3. So I'm very close to getting a good straight line on my knee, but I do not yet have a decent bend. I think I did get it to almost 90 in my last physical therapy session. So I have hopes. It's coming. It's slow. I do my exercises every day, and then I sit there with an ice pack on it back in my recliner while I elevate and ice. So I'm still working on projects. I've got a bunch more of these pages that I could sit there and color, although I will admit my head is starting to get clearer, so that's a little bit boring sometimes. But that's okay. Boring is part of the game. When you're healing, you just get yourself better, right? If you're out there and you are having some issues, just take your time and get yourself better. That's the way it's done. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and continue to play around with these and to make more of these stamps and deal with the ones that I've already done. Watch for my videos on Wednesdays and Fridays. Well, this is a Sharpie. This is a slightly different pen. We'll see what that one does. Same thing. Okay, we're good. So Mondays and Fridays, I will be putting up new videos with the occasional walkthrough Wednesday. If you want to get notifications for when a new video comes out, make sure you hit the little bell down below and you will get a little notification. And be sure to like this video if you had a good time with us today, with me today. And I think that's about it. Subscribe. When I hit 100 subscribers, I'm giving away a journal. All right. Till later, this is Cindy signing off.